Bow down before my psycho power.
Fahkumram is good, but no broken, and they do some good changes in the last balance patch. Well, see, this is what I'm interested in, right? I think it would be a very good opportunity for them to show that they still got it, right? Everyone has lost hope, everyone lost faith. If they could put Fahkumram out and he's balanced, like very well balanced, like he's strong, so he's like viable. Who's like a mid tier character in like season two? What's like a very like mid tier type of character? Is it Dragonoff? Whatever a mid tier type character is, that is where Fahkumram should be, right? And then as for what I was going to say originally about season two as a whole, when I was saying that we really didn't give them the opportunity to show, what I meant by that is, okay, so look, let's break it down, right? So season two, it hit us, and the philosophy was just crazy. More aggression, more offense. It was despicable, right? But then from season two, they hot fixed this, hot fixed that. And then the major thing was the apology. Immediately after the apology, they switched the balancing team. So the new balance or the old balancing team is returning to fix the game. And it takes a certain amount of time for them to come in and do that. It's not going to be an overnight process taking over what the other team screwed up. So go in, realize what they did, think about how to fix it, and then take the time to fix it. So that's what I am hoping for with this final update. I am hoping this final update is that in action. Returning development team, learning from the previous mistakes, understanding what needs to be changed, and then they've been spending all of this time, doing that. So when we see it, because if you think about it, all the previous updates were basically slap on the wrist. There was basically inconsequential the whole game. Because if you think about what made season 2 bad, yes, it is heat, yes, it is combos, but really it is footsies being removed. It's the guessing at every single turn. Because if you think about it, there was past Tekken games where combo damage was insane and everyone still loved it, right? If you go back to the older Tekkens, the combo damage in that game was insane, right? So I think the combo damage is a problem, but the biggest problem is the mix-ups and how powerful and rewarding they are. 50-50, and that 50-50 has like 5 different outcomes, whether it be a tracking high, a mid, a guard break, or a blockable grab. Like, it's a lot of different things they can do once they get to the end of those mix-ups. And then each one of those things will basically launch you if there's a wall involved, if there's a floor involved. And then that's when that huge combo damage take effect. But if that 50-50 garbage wasn't there to begin with, the combo damage, yes, it would be problematic, but Tekken 7 had high combo damage on characters like Paul Phoenix, Kazuya, Marduk, Brian Fury. This is before season 3, right? And it was still very fun. So that's what I think is the biggest thing that they need to address, and that will probably take some time, because I honestly don't know how they would go about it, because we all know they ruined the identity of the game, and they did that by adding stuff to the characters, new moves, new stances. You can now activate heat in stance, stuff like that. So how do you add the identity back? The way that you do that is by removing that stuff. But here's the thing about Tekken. We never seen Tekken remove a ability. Think about Marvel Rivals. I don't know if you guys play that game. But in season 1 of Marvel Rivals, they had team-ups. For example, you had Scarlet Witch and Magneto. When those two characters were picked on the same team, Scarlet Witch would have a team-up ability where she would get bonus damage and Magneto would get a sword. He has a sword now that he can use. In season 2, they removed that ability in place for other abilities. In Tekken, we never seen that, where in season 2, they remove these moves and then they give you new moves. That's what they would need to do to fix this game, and I honestly think that's how Tekken should be. Because what you're also dealing with is bloat. I would never suggest something like this if the game wasn't bloated beyond belief. The game is bloated to an insane degree. Every character has too many moves, and I think they should remove some of those moves and cycle them through. I think that is a way better idea for Tekken just going forward. Take out, like this season, we want this season to be the guard break season. Next season, we want the next season to be the wall oki season. You want to balance specific characters a certain type of way, not every character to be the same. And this kind of goes back to what like people like Eris and whatnot said, where like when you watch really high gameplay, it looks like a normal online match. Like if you were to take off the names of these two characters and put a battle ruler next to it, it would look like the exact same gameplay. Other games is not at all like that. You can literally watch other games and you can tell the difference in skill level. And the fact that Tekken found a way to remove that, it just shows how far they removed the identity of the game that should be there. I mean, the reason why we're having this conversation is because the things that ruined the game is the stuff they added. So how do you get around it? How do you get around Yoshimitsu's King Cha up forward 1+2 or whatever the input is? Like that move is by nature not only breaking the character but the game. And a lot of characters have that. No matter how weak you make that move, it's either going to be a stance mix-up on block, or it's going to be a useless move that just blows his move list for no reason, right? If you can't do the stance mix-up on block, what can you do to it? Because Yoshimitsu already has many moves like that, you know? Make a lot of the most powerful moves locked only in heat and short duration of heat. Yeah, that's what I think as well. And here's something that I think about as well, right? The fact that we have a powerful version, a heat version, and a normal version of the attack is kind of confusing. Like, for example, Paul Phoenix Death Fist, Fangwe's Shoulder. Some of these moves are launch punishable out of heat, but then in heat, it's safe and it's like plus. And for someone like me who's terrible at the game, you know, in comparison to like pros and people who are really, really good at the game, those slight deviations from, you know, game to like during the match is enough to throw me off. You know, when I'm trying to think about, oh, what is this Paul Phoenix going to do? Death Fist, okay, punish. Oh, he activate heat now, Death Fist, and then like that different. It's the same move, but the situation is so fundamentally different, and how you're supposed to react is so different, and it kind of locks you up a little bit. I don't know if you guys feel that same way, or if you guys get enough to like quickly, you know, shift your brain. But for me, bro, I'd be like, I freeze up, and because you can't process the change quick enough. And in this game, you freeze up a little bit, you're cooked. You're cooked, you know? So, I don't know. I do like that idea, though. Like, Heat should be more exclusive. I feel like Heat... Because here's the thing about Season 2. Season 2 characters feel like they're in Heat when they're not even in Heat. You know? I feel like Season 2 should be a... In Heat, you get these type of moves. Out of Heat, you don't. You know, you can't use them at all. And I don't like how they change abilities and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't want to complain, but there's a lot they need to do with this game, you know?